Save $2 per package on grape tomatoes, $2.99 for a 1-pint package. Save $1 per pound on fresh sirloin pork chops, only $3.99 per pound. Big savings of $1.61 on Totino's pizzas, only $2.99 for a 9.8-ounce package. Squeeze on the best Heinz ketchup 32-ounce bottle, just $3.69. Save 60 cents on a 12-ounce tin of Grace corned beef, only $3.49. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, January the 6th, 2017. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. Topping our news, the inconsistencies were substantial and relevant. That message from Minister of Home Affairs Patricia Gordon-Pamplin, ultimately coming to the conclusion the entire work permit application submitted on behalf of outspoken Pastor Nicholas Tweed was mired in misinformation. Jasmine Patterson tells us more.
During a lengthy press conference today, Minister Gordon-Pamplin hashed out the details of the work permit application of Reverend Nicholas Tweed. Though the so-called absence of truthful disclosure by his employer, the St. Paul AME Church, was identified as the reason behind the rejection. The minister, in summary, provided 5 main areas that were not forthcoming from the church following an initial application made with reported inconsistencies: a copy of the job advertisement, an application for a waiver of advertising if they chose not to advertise, the completion of sections relating to marital status and checklist details, and the submission of documentation to support the change of Reverend Tweed's surname from Genevieve to Tweed.
I noted that the church had been given a deadline of October 16th to comply with the letter of September 16th to advertise the position or to request a waiver, together with the payment of the requisite fee. The church did not comply, and I refused the application on October 20th. A letter to that effect was sent to the church. In a letter dated October 21st, 2016, Reverend Tweed was also advised that the application from St. Paul AME Church requesting permission to continue to employ him was refused, and he was directed to settle his affairs and leave Bermuda by January 19, 2017. An appeal to my decision was received on the 27th of October. It was at that time, for the first time, that the presiding elder submitted a request for the waiver of the advertising together with the requisite fee. I should add at this juncture that the information regarding his marital status had been submitted, indicating that he was living apart, spouse residing in Bermuda, and separated due to marital matters. He also provided a new passport with the name of Genevieve Tweed, which was issued on the 28th of September 2016. However, he did not provide the documentation requested to explain how his name changed from Genevieve on his passport issued in 2012 to Genevieve Tweed in 2016.
The minister also confirming that the application did not include a copy of an adoption certificate. Meanwhile, the St. Paul AME Church stipulated that the bishop appoints a pastor to any specific church and does not have a standard hiring procedure. However, the minister said immigration policy takes precedence.
I can confirm that the other religious denominations adhere to the policies. To illustrate, I would like to inform you that there were 17 advertisements in 2016 for religious ministers and priests, all of which were posted on the job board. There has been one application for a waiver, and that request was submitted for a non-Bermudian application for the position of bishop-elect. It is not fair to other religions in Bermuda to be required to follow the rules and one church be allowed to ignore the work permit policies.
Bombarded by questions from the media on whether the minister's decision-making was lacking impartiality, she reiterated that there is no remedy for a minister to recuse themselves from a specific matter and that her personal faith is separate from professional life.
As a Christian woman, I go to where I feel comfortable that part of my development is being satisfied. I used to go to the Roman Catholic Church. I don't anymore. I used to go to Church of Christ in Brighton Hill. I don't anymore. I used to go to Wesleyan Methodist Church, which is my family church. I don't anymore. And I've been to any number of churches around the place because that's my level of spirituality. It's not about me. It really isn't. But because I went to each of those individual institutions and no longer attend, I don't see that I could be conflicted should I have a query relating to any one of those religions or religious organizations. I just don't see it.
Moving forward, the minister recognized that Reverend Tweed had submitted an incomplete general status application to the department, and there may be grounds for Bermudian citizenship through him fathering a Bermudian child. In terms of the ultimatum set by the Bermuda Industrial Union to jeopardize the America's Cup if this decision and the airport redevelopment project were not taken off the table, the minister remains hopeful all parties can reach common ground.
I think that the important thing is dialogue. I think that it's easy to listen to people and find out what it is that they are concerned about, have that conversation. Having a decision that is a difficult one such as this is never going to be easy. And I think that once we are able to communicate and have people understand the reason behind the decision, then all we can do is to continue to communicate and continue to move on.
Although Ms. Gordon-Paplin scheduled to meet with Bishop Ingram of the St. Paul AME Church for discussions yesterday, that did not take place. And as it stands, Reverend Nicholas Tweed is required to depart the island by January 19th. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Meantime, stay abreast of today's news and news anytime by following us on Facebook under ZBM News 9. And you can now get in touch with Bermuda Broadcasting News on the phone messaging service WhatsApp. By using WhatsApp, you can share your stories and eyewitness accounts to us in a quick and easy way using audio, text messages, and images. Our WhatsApp number is 517-8579. That's 517-8579. Well, stay with us. We'll have more news and weather after the break.
Price Rate is your one-stop shop with something for everyone. Household goods for kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Aisles of bulk groceries at value prices. A complete selection of fresh meat and produce, and an extensive range of frozen items to cover every meal. Wines from around the world, and beer and liquor at discount prices. Visit Price Right at our 2 locations in Pembroke and Warren. There's always something new and always something for everyone. Open 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Sundays.
If you're looking for extra savings and free benefits
with car insurance
and home insurance,
Colonial has just the cover you need.
There's a free $250 gift voucher for new home insurance customers too, and 10% car insurance discount if you have home insurance.
With a claim service that's quick and friendly,
we call it Cover Without Added Costs.
Call for a quote on 296-3700 or visit cgigroup.com.
Colonial, where people come first.
Grant Gibbons, the Economic Development Minister, tonight welcoming the opposition party's public support for the America's Cup. It was the Progressive Labor Party's Jamal Simmons, who speaks for tourism, who distanced his party from union threats to disrupt the sailing event. Tarai Trott picks up the story from here.
Dr. Gibbons says it is reassuring that the opposition recognizes that threats or attempts to disrupt the America's Cup events would severely undermine the international credibility and economic future of Bermuda. However, he takes issue with Mr. Simmons' statement that government has committed more than $100 million for the America's Cup. The minister calls the figure unfounded with, quote, no connection to reality. He adds it is a form of post-truth politics that can only hurt and hinder Bermudian progress. The minister going on to note that while the original 2014 America's Cup-related government expenditure projections estimated a potential figure of $77 million, the current publicly available 2016-17 budget book shows clearly that America's Cup-related spending from 2014 through March is projected to be $39.6 million. The bulk of this figure, $23.7 million, is on capital infrastructure, including preparation of the South Basin and Dockyard, which the minister believes will benefit present and future generations of Bermudians. The remaining portion, $15.9 million, represents operational spending beginning in 2014 and projected through March 31st. This includes $10 million of the $15 million in sponsorship payments to the America's Cup Event Authority, money which must be spent in Bermuda under government's agreement and is not merely a payment that leaves Bermuda with no residual value to the island. The next America's Cup budget, which will be debated in March, has not yet been finalized. However, Dr. Gibbons says that the great majority of government's direct investment in the event has already taken place. At best, he says, the opposition's $100 million figure is grossly exaggerated and at worst simply spreads misinformation. Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Mr. Simmons hitting back tonight that the government is on record for committing $77 million to the America's Cup. Additionally, he states government has guaranteed WEDCO's $39 million loan to construct the South Basin. The opposition party says it looks forward to hearing the details of how much will be spent and how the $39 million loan will be financed. In other news, more discussion today about this week's labor unrest and the actions of the Grassroots People's Campaign, particularly whether or not their methods for having their voice heard. It follows the views expressed by economist Bob Stewart last night on the People's Campaign and the threat from union members to jeopardize the America's Cup. Among other things, Mr. Stewart commented that tactics by the People's Campaign were comparable to a famous U.S. community organizer. Well, his sentiments not going down well with veteran educator Michael Charles, who is the General Secretary of the Bermuda Union of Teachers.
Well, Tarai, I was not disappointed in what Mr. Stewart has to say because Mr. Stewart has been making these pronunciations for many years in this country. He speaks as an expert on most matters. But when someone starts off a conversation by saying that in a civilized world, in a civilized country, he is casting aspersions on the people against whom he is speaking. In other words, what he's saying is that the people who were out there were savages. Because what he's saying is that civilized people do not react that way. And that's what he's talking about, the people who were protesting. He was calling them they weren't civilized. And on the other matter of the Solansky thing, I think that's a really far reach. It's absurd for him to assert that seniors would leave their homes, or anybody for that matter, would leave their homes to go out and be pepper sprayed. This kind of action has never been taken in Bermuda by the police. And for him to assert on national television that people went out there begging to be pepper sprayed is something which is beyond reach. And it's an absurd statement for anyone to make.
And some good news. Cable news giant CNN has put its spotlight on Bermuda in an article on its website, CNN.com. The article shines a light on 17 of the best places to visit in 2017, and Bermuda is listed 4th on the list. It notes that all eyes will be on the island this year due to the 35th America's Cup event this year. CNN notes, however, challengers will compete in the event for the right challenge to defending champion Oracle USA, which last defended its title in 2013. However, the article notes visitors do not have to wait for the America's Cup to come here and can just take a 2-hour flight from the U.S. East Coast to enjoy our stunning beaches and mix of cultures. The Fairmont Hamilton Princess also coming in for praise as it will be the official America's Cup hotel, having undergone a $100 million renovation. Number 1 on the list is Prince Edward Island in Canada. Turning to weather news, another cold front will move through Saturday evening into Sunday. Here's what we can expect for our weekend from AccuWeather headquarters.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I am Larissa Abreu. Happy Friday to you all, Bermuda. It is always a pleasure to be here and tell you the weather. And there is a whole lot to talk about. I told my producer, give me 0 on the clock because I want to keep going and going and going. There's a whole lot to talk about. So we're going to start things off here with our first frontal boundary that moved through the island over the last few days. And it brought 1 inch of rain. That's right, a whole inch of rain across across Bermuda. That's a whole lot of rain. And this is our next weather maker that promises to bring us either an inch or an inch and a half of rain. So we are talking about a huge disturbance that will be pushing through, bringing us additional rain across the island. Before tonight, conditions will be nice and quiet. We're actually clearing out nicely. We'll see a bit of a breeze, but very comfortable out there. And it's actually going to be very, very nice. So make sure to go out, take advantage of tonight, take advantage of the start of the weekend, because by Saturday evening, Saturday late afternoon and early evening, we will begin to see some of those changes. Here's a closer look at the island. High pressure is beginning to build, and that's going to continue to clear us out. We'll have that weak area of high pressure over us for the next, let's say, 12 to 24 hours, if that, and then that high will continue to move away as that frontal boundary approaches the island. Here's a look at current temperatures. We're right at 70 in St. George's, 71 right now in Hamilton, 69 in Somerset, with humidity levels between 85 and 90%. Winds out of the southwest between 6 and 10 knots. Waves inside of the reef between 1 and 2 feet. Waves outside of the reef between 4 and 7. For tonight, beautiful Friday night. Once again, go out there and enjoy the start of the weekend, because it's going to be the best day within the next few 48 hours, or I should say. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures right around 67 degrees. And then we head to Saturday, and it's still nice, but we will notice a few things. It's going to become windier as that disturbance moves through. And it will also turn out mostly cloudy by the afternoon. We're going to start off the day with sunshine and some clouds. As the day wears on, here comes that front, bringing in the wind, bringing in some rain, and even a little bit of cloud cover. Now, we will see some showers, as I mentioned, late in the afternoon, and this is not the bulk of the rain. In fact, we'll see the heaviest rain with this disturbance anywhere between 12 a.m. on Sunday to 12 p.m. Sunday. So a good 10 hours of heavy rain over Bermuda. So you do want to exercise caution. Once again, we're talking about rounds of heavy rain and even the possibility for a few rumbles of thunder. Temperatures climbing to 73 on Saturday afternoon and then falling right back down into the upper 60s as we head towards Saturday night. Right now, boating is really not a problem. It's nice and quiet, but that's set to change as we head towards Saturday. We do not have any small craft advisories that are out, but by Saturday, we will have a small craft advisory posted, and that's going to continue through Sunday. So keep that in mind for all of you small craft operators. If you're wondering when is our next low tide, it's at 9:01 p.m. tonight, followed by our next high tide at 3:14 in the morning on Saturday. For folks who are looking to get away, maybe do some traveling, well, it's looking quite slippery in New York City, Boston as well, with snow showers in the forecast for the start of the weekend. Toronto, not so bad, but bitterly cold with highs in the teens. We're looking at even the chance for a few snow showers in the morning of Saturday in Atlanta. Miami going to see the chance for rain and thunderstorms late in the afternoon. If you're traveling to South Florida, I think you should be okay, but you definitely want to head there either early Saturday morning or late in the evening. London, well, you'll see some rain, mild temperatures. They'll be right around 50 degrees. As we head over towards the Caribbean, trade showers impacting Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad, with temperatures remaining very warm. Jamaica at 91 degrees with overnight lows in the 70s. Here's a look at the next 5 days on the island. As I mentioned, we have to watch for the rain moving into the region by Saturday afternoon. We're going to see mostly showers with this. And then as we head towards Saturday night, here comes that heavy rainfall as the disturbance not only brings us rain, but it's also going to bring us some wind. And we are going to see the possibility, as I mentioned, from 1 to 1.5 inches of rain to fall through Monday. We'll still have a massive cloud cover, or massive clouds, I should say, over the island. And that's going to keep us very cloudy. And then take a look at temperatures. The coldest air mass of the season so far will be down into the 60s, lower 60s Monday afternoon. And then Monday night, 57 degrees. So very chilly here for the start of the new work and school week. We head towards Tuesday, where I can't totally rule out the chance for a few showers to continue. Certainly going to be quite breezy out there. And then into the day on Wednesday, still noticeable breeze on tap for the island, but it'll be a whole lot drier with sunshine and some clouds, and temperatures finally beginning to rebound. I wish everyone a safe and beautiful weekend. Remember, stay tuned to Ocean 89, Power 95, and Inspire 105 with the latest weather conditions and updates.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
BF&M is proud to introduce another first for our clients, electronic reimbursement for your health insurance claims. When you make a health claim, BF&M's electronic reimbursement service deposits your cash directly into your banking account. Simply go to bfm.bm, complete our banking authorization form, and submit it back to BF&M. It's that easy. BF&M's electronic reimbursement for your health insurance claims is convenient, efficient, and kind to the environment. Life just got easier with BF&M's electronic claim service.
Bermuda Broadcasting Company is pleased to inform our viewers Community Calendar will now appear on television. We are now providing Community Calendar 30 and 60-second television ads on ZFB TV7 at a special rate. You will have the opportunity to showcase your ad either 6:58, 7:58, or 8:58 p.m. Monday through Friday, a minimum of 7 days. For more information, please contact our Sales and Marketing Department at 295-2828.
Every day, a tsunami hits Bermuda. A tidal wave of information and images floods our phones, laptops, and tablets. We're awash in emails, posts, tweets, blogs, texts. As an advertiser, your message can easily get drowned out. Time to reach for the life raft. Technology changed the game, but television and radio still lead the way. Who doesn't have an all-time favorite TV ad?
Flax, where's the beef?
You can count on us.
The man, your man could smell it.
TV remains the most powerful advertising tool in the world. For immediacy and engagement, you can't beat radio. Here at Bermuda Broadcasting, we can help you reach thousands of people at the same time. You might have a new small business or run a corporation. We can customize ads to help you build awareness and attract new customers. TV and radio advertising gets results. Call me, Diane Brewer, and I'll show you how. Well, if you're planning on traveling to the United States soon, be advised flu activity is picking up around the region and is expected to keep increasing over the coming weeks. Kenneth Craig has more on how you can protect yourself.
Yeah, that chest x-ray looks normal to me.
Dr. Jeanette Neshwat is in the throes of a flu season that isn't slowing down.
So over the last couple of weeks, you've seen a lot of patients with the flu.
Absolutely. You know, my last shift, I diagnosed about 10 cases in a single day of influenza A, and that's just me at this one site.
She sees patients at Urgent Care Center City MD. Health officials say the flu is widespread in New York, and hundreds of people have been hospitalized so far. Nationwide, the CDC says they expect flu activity to keep increasing across the country over the next several weeks.
This year so far, the most common strain of influenza circulating is influenza A, H3N2.
The strain is known to cause more severe illness, especially in young children and people 65 and older.
We've got like 8 patients waiting.
Doctors here are seeing a rise in flu cases now, but they say the numbers appear to be in line with previous seasons. The CDC says so far this year's flu shot appears to be well matched to the strains out there.
Influenza vaccine can protect you against influenza illness, but it also can protect you from hospitalization.
And doctors say it's not too late to get one.
It's something that's preventable. So, and if it's preventable by a little shot, you know, why not do something that can potentially save your life?
Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Now let's join Mike Sharp with the latest from the sports desk.
Would you like to receive an opportunity to play with some of the best in your sport for 5 months? Well, 18-year-old Michael Dill is about to jet out for professional rugby trials at the Stellenbosch Academy of Sport in South Africa. Development Officer Patrick Kalau explains further.
Michael has the opportunity to go to the Stellenbosch Academy for Sport with rugby, and that's Stellenbosch in South Africa, for I believe it's 5 or 6 months out there, and essentially it's full-time rugby. So with gym, with pitch sessions, with video review, essentially it's as close to being a professional rugby player and being involved in a professional rugby academy as you really can get. So this is an incredible opportunity for him as a rugby player, but also hopefully as a young man to grow and develop a bit. So we're just really excited for him.
Is he the first in recent times to go on pro trials like this?
Yeah, I believe so. I think this is, like I said, it's a great opportunity for him to just get out here and and play, challenge himself at a high level, and be surrounded by really aspiring young rugby players in South Africa who are really pushing themselves to be professional rugby players. And I think, again, it's just an incredible opportunity.
Yeah. Michael, how do you feel? You're a fullback, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about this opportunity to head to South Africa and pro trials, etc.?
Well, it's a really good opportunity. I'm just really happy to go, and I just can't wait to get down there and do what I have to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's a long stint. I thought it was for maybe a couple of weeks or whatever, but Patrick here is saying like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 months, so it's a pretty long time down there to do my best.
Yeah. What have you heard about the academy and that is going to be required of you?
I heard that it's going to be very strenuous when you first get down there, getting settled down and whatnot, but as it goes along, it'll get easier for you as well as you become a better athlete and a better person.
Mm-hmm. So it is an aspiration of yours to become a professional rugby player?
Yes.
Yeah. And who do you play for here locally?
Locally, I play for a Teachers Rugby Football Club.
Uh-huh. And no doubt, support fully from them to go down? Did they help in any way, or is it more the executive side like Patrick?
They help prepare me physically and mentally. But yes, the executive side as well.
Okay. Anybody going on a venture like this, Michael, is concerned about something. What are you concerned about?
Really, I'm just concerned about not enjoying myself while I'm down there.
Are you talking about partying or on the field?
On the field.
The 42nd Bermuda Marathon weekend is now only a week away. What about athletes coming in? Can we? Well, usually you guys do a pretty good job at bringing in some good international runners.
Yeah, we've recently forged a relationship with England Athletics. This year they're sending 6 athletes over, 3 male and 3 female athletes. They had a 10-mile championships a couple of months ago, and they used the results of those championships to help us select, athletes to come over. One notable athlete, Gemma Steele, dynamic. She travels to world racing. Was just last month at the European cross country championships. So I'm looking for some fast times from her. I mean, she's run 31:26 for 10K. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
What about Front Street Mile, the elite mile? That's always a big attraction.
So the KPMG Front Street Mile, of course, is next week Friday, and that happens right after the registration. We have, of course, local participants as well. So we have primary school girls and boys, middle school, senior, high school. Adults, yeah. And we have, I think, a good female mile field this year and male mile field led by Frieza Legas, who's a 3:57 miler.
Okay, but all systems are go and falling into place.
Of course. Last year, if you remember, leading up to the 10K that night before, it was like a gale blowing, and people showed up. They started showing up at the National Sports Center they were there before 6, a few people. So all systems are go. It's on.
And now we continue with our America's Cup weekly series with Michaela Pearman.
I'm Michaela, and this is my minute. Today we're learning all about Team BDA, Bermuda's entry into the international race, Red Bull Youth America's Cup. The team is comprised of 11 Bermudians aged 18 to 24. The final 11 were chosen from more than 100 contenders after 3 open call tryouts, a couple of cuts, and intense training camps. It's a mix of sailors and non-sailing athletes, and the team also has 2 young women, which is pretty cool. The team launched its new boat, a GC32, in November called Cat 5 at its base on Darrow's Island, and have been out training on the Great Sound as they prepare to compete against a dozen other international teams in the Red Bull Youth America's Cup. Team BDA was actually adopted by Oracle Team USA as its representative in the competition. This guaranteed Team BDA qualification into the competition in June this year. The other 5 AC teams also have a youth team, and the rest of the fleet will be made up of teams from around the world. Team BDA will become full-time on January 9th, and the whole of Bermuda will need to rally behind our team and show Team BDA support as they compete on the world stage. I'm Michaela, and that's my minute.
And I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us.
local green leaf lettuce, $2.99 each. Your choice of certified Angus beef, bottom, top, or chuck roast, only $5.99 per pound. Makes a quick meal. Chef Boyardee microwave meals, 7.5-ounce tub, just $1.79. Save $1 in Arm & Hammer laundry detergent, 100-ounce bottle, just $9.99. Save 70 cents on regular or Diet Pepsi-Cola soda, 2-liter bottles, only $3.89. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us. The last thing we expected was for my husband to be diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. And the bills, well, they caused even more stress. Things like utilities, rent, additional childcare, and just buying food that costs so much.
BF&M proudly offers its health clients critical illness insurance.
Thanks to BF&M, our critical illness policy gave us the money we needed for unexpected expenses.
Critical illness insurance is available through your company policy. Contact BF&M today to find out how we can help.
And that's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Good night.
You're watching ZBM TV.